Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Herder Show. My name is Nick.
I'm Rich.
And it's a new week.
It is.
And a new week brings a new beer. Because we are over a beer. It also brings some new news, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. First, we're going to talk about the beer. What are we drinking?
So we are drinking from Coppertail Brewing Company from Tampa, Florida. Unholy. Triple. Let's see. We have a story. There's no story.
Sacrilegious hops.
It's got
funky.
It's got a holy looking guy, but he's got like a knife hidden in his robe and like a rat whispering in his ear with an accordion. He's got a hand on an eye in the middle of his palm.
He's a cool dude. He's got a little. Looks like he's got like a little eagle.
I actually visited this brewery for the first time a couple weeks ago.
How about that?
It was cool. I don't remember if I tried this one or not though.
It pairs perfectly with Cuban devil crab. I'll take their word on that one.
Yeah. Flavors: sacrilegious hops, fruity and funky. Let's find out.
That was more Blue's Clues than funk. All right. Pretty good.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I kind of like it. When I saw the label, I just had this vision that it'd be like a dark type beer. I didn't really look at it, I just grabbed it. It definitely, you can taste the fruit, the funk.
Yeah.
The
Let me
fruity
see if
funk.
I checked into this one or not already.
You do that. And while you do that, I'll start talking about this week's movie news.
Yeah, we got some news.
So we switched it to top story.
Yeah.
A while back. But we're going to kind of do two things.
I did have
Two
this.
for the price of one. What'd you rate it then?
I gave it a 2.75.
How about that?
And I might give it lower today.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So this week's movie is two for the price of one. We got Marvel and DC, both sides of the coin.
Yep.
Of the comic coin. Two-face, if you will. Remember those days? You trying to flip Pokemon? Can't do it.
We should bring that back.
We should. Love Pokemon.
If you want to do some more Pokemon stuff on the show, let us know. We might just do that.
What is this week's movie news? While I fix this. I don't know.
You totally just screwed up your...
Oh my god.
So, we got a couple. The first one is... I don't know. Do you have the articles up?
Alright, I've got it.
This is just a mess. I'm
All right,
sorry.
so-
I'm sorry to everyone out there watching this.
Let's
right
talk about
now.
Marvel because they're first in our hearts and minds when it comes to the movies.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is a movie that's coming out soon. It had some reshoots.
When were those reshoots? Because I don't remember when these reshoots were.
Shortly after production.
Okay.
Because every big movie has reshoots.
Sure.
Every movie. Yeah. It's built into the actors' contracts. They start seeing what they need more of, what didn't quite work, what pickups they missed, and then they do it. And sometimes we make a big deal out of it, like Rogue One, and sometimes you don't even hear about it, like Doctor Strange, until now.
Yeah. But these are even more last minute than...
So, this movie had some reshoots, and it turns out that the scenes that they reshot were rewritten by Dan Harmon, who we've talked about on this show before.
See, the article that I'm reading, it says he's working on a few last-minute editions.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's very last minute.
Well, while Doctor Strange wrapped filming back in April, it looks like Marvel is, and this is Alex Osborne at IGN, looks like Marvel is making a few late additions as the studio brought Dan Harmon on board to write some new scenes for its upcoming comic book film.
I mean, that movie comes out in 2 months.
Harmon, who created Community and co-created Rick and Morty, is writing scenes that are for additional photography, a source from Hollywood Reporter. Typically, Marvel movies factor in several days of additional photography into the production plan.
It's very interesting. But anyway, so Dan Harmon, most widespreadly known for Community, but also Rick and Morty is incredibly popular. We've talked about him before. What do you think of this?
I think it's cool.
I think it's very cool too. I think it is a clear attempt to get some humor into the movie. You would think. I mean, you get somebody like Dan Harmon. He's a funny guy, but he's not like haha funny. Like they did a similar thing bringing Adam McKay on to rewrite Ant-Man when Edgar Wright left the project, or was however that went down.
Which seems like the opposite, because Adam McKay typically is more haha funny.
Right.
Whereas Edgar Wright is a little...
Sure, right. But I think you watch the trailers for Doctor Strange and that one Wi-Fi password thing aside, they're very serious.
Yeah.
And I think that for a couple of reasons, I think Marvel would want to get a bit more humor into it. Mm-hmm. One, because honestly, if the movie were just deathly serious throughout, that would not really fit the tone of the Marvel movie. The Marvel movies, they can have their different things, but at the end of the day, they got to feel like they're all part of the same world. Mm-hmm. Or at least that's what they think they have to be. And I kind of agree. Honestly, I'm at the point where, you know what? Everything that you do seems to work now, so maybe you're just right.
Yeah.
Maybe having a drastically different tone for the DCEU movie to movie isn't working. Mm-hmm. Maybe it is the right thing to make everything feel like it is the same world.
Yeah.
So to add some humor, it makes sense. But to have Dan Harmon be the one to do it, I think that's pretty cool. I think the Russo brothers being kind of at the front of power in the Marvel Universe right now, doing Infinity War and stuff like that, probably had a bit to do with it.
Sure. Now, I'd love to see them work with Harmon, because they did a lot of community stuff with him. Unlike a bigger project later. But
down the line.
Yeah, down the line. But I don't know if after the reports of how difficult Harmon is to work with, I don't know if that's something Marvel wants to bring into there. So that's almost why it's kind of surprising to me, is that they would bring him in. Especially,
I don't know when they brought him on to write these things, but I mean, I think about watching the documentary Harmontown. Mm-hmm. And, there's all that part where he's supposed to be writing that pilot and he just keeps pushing it off. There's no time to push this off. You push it off a month and the movie's out. Mm-hmm. So.
He's also now, though, in more of a, I think, routine probably, though, of writing.
Sure.
Harmontown was after Community, him getting fired from Community, where he was just kind of in...
Sure.
Whatever.
Yeah, no, I agree, but...
So maybe he's in... I don't know, but...
I just hope that whatever they add will fit into what's already been made. Mm-hmm. Because if they did make a movie that was too serious, hopefully they find an organic way to put the stuff in.
And, something I've always loved about Harmon's work is he's always found that balance of humor and seriousness and heart, and it just blending really well.
Yeah, no, he's a really interesting choice to do this.
Yeah. So that could
I'm excited about it. I think it's cool. Mm-hmm. And on the flip side, DC just had a big hiring yesterday for their upcoming Justice League Dark film, which will feature the likes of Constantine, Deadman, Zatanna, and Swamp Thing that we know about. Doug Liman has left the Gambit movie, left Marvel's Gambit with Channing Tatum to direct Justice League Dark. Perpetually been delayed.
So
seems less and less likely to ever happen.
But I will be honestly kind of surprised if this movie ends up actually happening.
Justice League Dark?
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently still from the screenplay written by Del Toro.
Now
that's what I heard.
This was the one that Miller was up to direct at one point, too,
There were rumors that he was going to do it.
Okay.
Guillermo del Toro was going to do it.
Okay.
And wrote the script and decided not to make the movie.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Or he's busy with 20 other...
Sure. But Doug Liman is a very good director. He made Edge of Tomorrow.
Okay.
Let Die Repeat, whatever you want to call it. A bunch of other good movies. The Firstborn Identity among them. I think he's a fantastic action director. I love the characters that are part of Justice League Dark. I really hope this does happen. But I mean, I don't know.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'm at a point now where it's hard for me to get excited about DC stuff right now.
Yeah. I understand. I just feel like even more than Suicide Squad, where they felt like they're still throwing Batman in there. They have the Joker. It's still very connected. Like this is the opportunity to be very different.
Sure.
And I've loved Swamp Thing since I was a kid. I had like Swamp Thing action figures when I was a child.
You just got like a Swamp Thing.
Yeah, I got a Swamp Thing pop.
But
like I had like the whole thing, like his Swamp Thing base and stuff. Like I've always loved that character. And Deadman's one of my favorites. He's usually hanging out right behind me somewhere, right here. Constantine, fan of his. I would definitely be down for this movie, and I'm down for anything Doug Liman does. But yeah, I mean the DCEU is
Now
But this movie gaining some steam might be them going, what we're doing isn't working.
True.
And we need to do this thing that is different.
It's very different. Now, because I'm ignorant.
Because this wasn't one of the 1,000 movies they had announced.
To comic stuff. Is this the same Constantine character portrayed by both Keanu Reeves and then they did that show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, same guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Hellblazer.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, you could be right. That could be them going, okay, well, what we're doing, yeah, this is them trying to write the course.
It might be. And it could be very cool. But we'll see. I mean, this movie had kind of been in development, but you're right. It seemed like it wasn't ever really going to happen. Mm-hmm. And now that seems like a big... Why, if you weren't going to do it, would you hire another new director? If you weren't going to try and make it happen.
I think it's going to probably come down to how Wonder Woman performs. And how, like, the next couple...
Well, yeah. I mean, Wonder Woman...
I mean, because has Aquaman even started filming yet?
No. It's supposed to start in like January. But I mean, if Justice League bombs, then they will have to restart a lot of things. But this is the kind of thing where if you don't say, all right, and Superman is going to be in it for some reason, this could be completely isolated and still be part of something new.
Yeah, I could maybe even see this like being like their Guardians, where it really isn't tied in at all, like where it could very easily be a standalone thing that you don't have to have seen any of the other DC films to enjoy it, because Suicide Squad was, very clearly they wanted it to be their Guardians, but it's still very much tied in with the
even
events
beyond
and
Batman,
the characters and everything else.
The end of BVS plays heavily into the start and why they're putting this team together and all that. So
this could potentially be what would really be their Guardians if this is totally isolated and you don't need to see anything else to enjoy this.
That'd be a very smart thing to do.
Because everything else they've got is so interwoven and interlocked that pieces are starting to fall, and affects everything.
And it could be. I don't think that it shouldn't be fun like Guardians in a necessarily way, but you could have fun with characters like Deadman, and with Constantine. He has like a very British type of humor when done properly, when not spoken by Keanu Reeves. Although that I don't hate that movie either. But yeah, it'd be interesting. So Doug Liman doing that, and then we have Dan Harmon. Dan Harmon's part of the MCU now.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
But we were all excited when Edgar Wright joined the MCU, and that didn't work out. So
it didn't work out for him, but that movie did work out.
Sure.
Yeah. There's some other. Oh yeah, like Thor has like that awesome crazy cast of like Jeff Goldblum's now in the DC or the MCU. Like, awesome stuff going on over there.
I'm excited.
Still, just so much skepticism on the other side.
It's a shame because like I don't want to be
and I say it over and over
quote
again.
unquote fanboy to one or the
other. I
other.
like both. But when it comes to the actual characters, I like DC more, and it sucks that I can't be more excited for DC movies than I am Marvel, but I'm just not. I'm way more excited for Marvel movies. Yeah. So, what do you think of that news? Let us know. You can tweet at us. I'm at Stonks.
I'm at Rich Belson. The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/overbeer. Instagram _A_beer. And, of course, right here on youtube.com/overbeer. You can also check out every Friday at soundcloud.com/overbeer and iTunes, the Over a Beer podcast. Nick, Dana, and myself talking about random, ridiculous bullshit buckets and whatever else happens. If you enjoy that, go ahead and leave us a rating on iTunes. It really helps us out. But that will wrap things up for today. So until next time, drink up.
And butter me up.